The National Ice Cream Retailers Association, Nicra for short, brings you this DVD on store sanitation. Since 1933, Nicra has helped ice cream store owners do better in their businesses. Perhaps your employer is a member of Nicra. We'll show you how to have a clean store, but first, we want to speak to you about bacteria and E. coli, microorganisms that exist in every store, in every business, as well as in our homes. In short, everywhere. These microorganisms, when not controlled, can make people sick, very sick. We're sure you've read about or seen on television the tragedies of sicknesses and death that have been caused by E. coli. There's no nice way to explain where E. coli comes from, and that source is fecal matter. This presentation is shown to you so that you'll understand the problem, and once understood, we know that you'll want to help to be part of the solution to this problem. Bacteria thrives and multiplies wildly in unclean areas and in areas of storage where temperatures are not properly maintained. The solution to controlling both of these microorganisms is proper sanitation, and you are involved in 3 ways in this solution. The 3 areas are personal hygiene and grooming, the equipment used in your store, and the facilities in your store or shop. When you practice good sanitation procedures, you're helping to control very bad bacteria that make people sick. The National Ice Cream Retailers Association would like to thank the following companies for their sponsorship: Carpigiani Corporation of America, Gifford's Dairy Incorporated, Masterbuilt Products, the National Dipper Magazine, A. Panza & Sons Limited, Taylor Company, and Upstate Farms Cooperative Incorporated. When a customer walks into our ice cream shop, our goal is to make them happy by giving them a great product with great service in a clean store. But nothing can make them unhappier faster than a dirty store. We don't want our customers to worry that their order is getting contaminated or that their table hasn't been cleaned properly. It's up to owners, managers, and employees to make sure that those visiting our ice cream shop encounter a clean and healthy environment. The first thing a customer notices when they enter a store is how it looks, so we need them to see a clean store. This obviously includes keeping the store free of dirt and debris, but it's also important to keep our store neat and attractive by properly storing utensils between usages. Also, offensive odors will cause a customer to perceive our store as unclean. And even more important than keeping up an attractive appearance is keeping our products safe. Along with good personal hygiene goes the proper cleaning of the utensils and our facilities. This cleaning will go a long way towards preventing the growth of unwanted bacteria and coliform. The techniques reviewed in this video for proper product handling, cleaning, and sanitizing will all contribute to maintaining our store's good sanitation. Another positive result of keeping our store clean will be a safer and more efficient work environment. The neatness and cleanliness of an orderly store allows us to pay more attention to our guests and make their visit to our store an enjoyable one. A clean and well-maintained store also promotes a positive relationship with our health department. We always work to keep our store within code. But if a problem ever should arise with the health department, it'll be much easier to handle if we've already developed a good reputation. So now that we've covered why we keep a clean shop, let's talk about how we go about it. The methods that we use can be broken down into 3 categories: personal hygiene, equipment, and facilities. As stated in the introduction, controlling bacteria and coliform is important. Personal hygiene is the first step towards maintaining a sanitary shop. Customers notice how we look and how we handle their food. Employees should be showered, well-groomed, and dressed in a clean and well-maintained uniform before beginning work. We also request that staff avoid overpowering colognes or perfumes, and that they do not wear any jewelry. Because their hands will often be near the food, clean hands and fingernails are a must. We also need to keep hair covered or restrained. When we show any signs of illness or suffering from an illness, we should notify our manager because a lot of illnesses can be transmitted through our products. Finally, many health departments may require a barrier between a food handler's hands and the food being prepared, such as gloves, utensils, paper, or jacketed cones. We need to be aware of our health department's requirements and be sure to follow their instructions. Probably the most important step we can take in regard to personal hygiene is proper hand washing. Proper hand washing helps reduce the risk of spreading bacteria and coliform. Everybody knows how to wash their hands, right? Well, let's see. Remember what we said in the beginning of this DVD about E. coli and bacteria and how they can make people sick? Proper hand washing reduces that risk. There are 5 steps to proper hand washing. First, we wet our hands with running water that is approximately 110 degrees Fahrenheit or 43 degrees Celsius. Then we apply enough soap to build a good lather. Next, we rub our hands together for at least 20 seconds, making sure to clean under our fingernails, between our fingers, and up our arms to the elbows. Next, we rinse our hands under the running water. Finally, we dry our hands using a single-use paper towel or a warm air dryer. These steps need to be followed whenever we change tasks, touch our face or hair, sneeze, take a break, or perform any cleaning duties. The steps to properly wash your hands were not developed by Nicra, nor by your employer. They were developed by healthcare professionals. The hand washing procedures and washing after every task are part of every local Board of Health instructions to store owners. You're being asked to follow the procedures that were established by the authorities that know best. Now that we've covered the basics of personal hygiene, we can move on to cleaning our equipment and facilities. Before we go into detail, however, we should define a couple of basic terms: cleaning and sanitizing. Cleaning is the removal of food or dirt from surfaces. The term sanitizing applies to the extra steps we take to reduce the growth of harmful microorganisms or bacteria. Local health department codes and manufacturer's specifications should always be consulted. First, let's talk about the cleaning process. There are 4 factors that can affect the efficiency of our cleaning: the type of dirt or food that we are cleaning, the temperature and hardness of our water, the cleaning agent we choose, and the pressure and duration of our cleaning. Choosing the most effective cleanser can be complicated. There are several different types of cleaning agents, from solvent cleaners, abrasive cleaners, to acid cleaners. Each of these has a high level of effectiveness depending on the usage. The chemical sanitizers that are used to reduce the growth of microorganisms or bacteria are chlorine, iodine, and quats. Each of these has a high level of effectiveness depending on the usage. We suggest that you check with your employers who purchase the designated cleaners and sanitizers, which should be used according to the manufacturer's instructions. Mild detergents can be used to clean fresh soil from floors, walls, ceilings, work surfaces, and equipment. Heavy-duty detergents, which are highly alkaline, can be used for waxes, dried or baked-on soils, and some greases. Solvents or degreasers are usually used full strength and work best on grease that builds up around ovens and stoves. Abrasives contain scouring agents, like silica. These cleaning agents can be good at breaking up hard-to-clean food and dirt, but be careful, because they may also scratch the surface. Finally, acid cleaners are very strong and generally used on mineral deposits such as rust, scale, or milkstone. Now that we've discussed cleaning agents, we can move on to our sanitizing methods. There are 2 different methods of reducing the growth of microorganisms: heat and chemical. Chemical sanitizers come in 3 types: chlorine, iodine, and quaternary ammonium compounds, also called quats. Chlorine will kill a wide range of microorganisms, and it doesn't leave a film, but dirt quickly deactivates it. It can also become corrosive to metals and may be adversely affected by temperatures over 115 degrees Fahrenheit or 46 degrees Celsius. Iodine is effective in very low concentrations and stays active longer where dirt is present, but it's less effective than chlorine and becomes corrosive at temperatures above 120 degrees Fahrenheit or 49 degrees Celsius. Quats remain active for only a short time after application, are non-corrosive and non-irritating, but can leave a film on surfaces. They also may not kill certain microorganisms. Also, it's important to remember that scented or oxygen bleaches and detergent sanitizer blends should not be used on food contact surfaces. However, certain household bleaches may be used, but be sure that they are registered with the EPA. Local health department codes and manufacturer specifications should always be consulted, but we'd like to offer a few guidelines for increasing the effectiveness of our sanitizers. Generally, products should be immersed or in contact with the sanitizer for at least 7 to 30 seconds. Ideal temperatures for most sanitizers are between 75 and 120 degrees Fahrenheit or 24 and 49 degrees Celsius, with lower temperatures usually increasing the effectiveness of the sanitizers. Finally, the sanitizers should be checked for proper concentration. If the concentration is too low, the sanitizer may not work, but if the temperature is too high, the sanitizer may become corrosive. Now that we've covered the differences between cleaning and sanitizing, we can discuss how to take care of our equipment and utensils. All machines used in food production, such as ice cream machines and milkshake machines, need to be cleaned and sanitized daily. Any product remaining in the machine should be removed. We then rinse and wipe down the machine thoroughly with a single-use cloth to remove any remaining product. Then, using a manufacturer's approved cleaner, which is usually a mild detergent containing a milkstone remover, the barrel and any hopper of the machine should be scrubbed with a nylon brush. Milkstone is a mineral deposit that occurs because of improper cleaning. Milkstone causes bacteria to grow. When the mild detergent is completely removed, we disassemble the machine to allow for proper cleaning. All parts that come into contact with our product and can be removed according to the manufacturer's recommendations need to be removed. This includes, but is not limited to, all dashers, doors, and gaskets. Finally, we wash all of the removable parts in a 3-compartment sink. The first sink is used for washing, the second sink for rinsing, and the third sink for sanitizing. All the parts are then allowed to air dry on a single-use towel. When all the parts have dried, we can begin reassembling the machine. We begin reassembly by lubricating all the gaskets and O-rings with a food-grade lubricant, according to the manufacturer's instructions. Next, replace all the parts removed from the machine, according to the manufacturer's instructions. We then mix sanitizer according to the label instructions and pour it into the machine. Run the machine on wash or rinse for at least 20 seconds, then drain the sanitizer from the machine and discard it. Since water might recontaminate the machine, use a small amount of mix to push out any remaining sanitizer. Discard the dispensed mix. The machine is now sanitized and ready for freezing. We use this method of cleaning and sanitizing on all machines used in food production. Next, let's focus on cleaning the utensils and tableware used in our shop. Don't forget the dipper well, spades, and scoops. Both may be washed and sanitized using either a dishwasher or hand washing. Before starting either method, we must first scrape and then rinse the utensils and tableware. Then, if you're using a dishwashing machine, be sure to correctly load the machine and fill the dispensers with the required detergents and sanitizers. For hand washing of dishes, most health departments require a 3-compartment sink, although guidelines range between 2 and 4. For the purposes of this demonstration, we'll use the most common 3-compartment method. Again, we scrape and pre-rinse all the equipment that we are about to wash. We then fill the first compartment with a detergent solution at 110 degrees Fahrenheit or 43 degrees Celsius. We fill the second compartment with clean rinse water at the same temperature, and the third compartment is filled with a chemical sanitizer solution prepared to the manufacturer's recommended mix and temperature, and you should use a sanitizing test kit to verify it contains the proper concentrations. Next, we wash the items in the first basin using a single-use cloth or scrub pad. When the item is clean, we rinse it in the second basin. Then, we let the item soak in the third sink for at least 30 seconds, or as directed by the instructions on the sanitizer. Finally, we let the items air dry. Now that we've covered the cleaning and sanitizing of all of our equipment and utensils, let's look at cleaning up the rest of our shop. One of the most common tasks around our shop is cleaning the floor. Clean and dry floors make for a safe and sanitary workplace. Before we begin, it's important to remove or cover any exposed food to prevent contamination during the cleaning process. First, we always sweep or vacuum the floor to remove any debris that will hinder the cleaning process. Then, a full-strength detergent is used with a brush, mop, or pressure washer to clean the floor. After the cleaning, we remove any excess water with a squeegee or a damp mop. Remember to change the cleaning solution after each task or when it becomes too dirty. When finished, be sure to mark all wet floors appropriately. This should be done daily or whenever a spill occurs. Now that we understand how to clean the floors, let's discuss how we clean the different areas of our shop. Our shop can be divided into 3 areas: the food production area, the customer area, and the exterior. The most important areas of any shop to clean are the food production and customer service areas. Here we need to clean the floors, walls, and ceilings, windows, refrigerator and freezer doors, sinks, walk-in areas, storeroom drains, countertops, preparation tables and shelves, as well as any similar items. All of these areas should then be cleaned with a mild detergent and a nylon brush and a single-use cloth. We then follow this cleaning by wiping down all food preparation, food storage, and customer service areas with a sanitizer that has been mixed to the manufacturer's specifications. Sometimes we may use a stronger detergent for baked-on greases and heavy soils, or an acid cleaner for some mineral deposits. Remember to keep the food storage areas, including our coolers and dry storage, neat and tidy by removing all empty containers and other trash daily. Also, store all food and dry goods at least 6 inches off the floor. Finally, remember to mop the floor in all food production areas daily or immediately after spills occur. Next, we need to clean the customer areas. In these areas, we need to clean the floors, walls and ceilings, tables and chairs, windows, restrooms, trash cans, and any condiment areas, including the condiment containers. These condiment areas and all counters need to be cleaned and sanitized regularly throughout the day. The tables and chairs need to be cleaned and sanitized between each use and at the end of the day. For this, we use an odor-free cleaner and sanitizer, as well as separate cloths for the tables and the chairs. We need to check and clean our restrooms on a regular schedule during operating hours. The sinks and toilets are cleaned using a brush, detergent, and then followed up by a sanitizing solution. 2 separate brushes should be used, one for the toilet and one for the sink. Be sure to use the cleaning supplies we have set aside in our cleaning caddy, especially for cleaning the restroom areas. We then make sure that all trash receptacles are emptied and cleaned whenever necessary. Finally, remember to mop the floor in the customer areas daily or immediately after spills occur. The last area we must cover is the exterior of our shop. Be sure to keep the grass cut, the shrubs and flower beds maintained, the walkway swept and debris picked up, and the building exterior clean and neat. The walkways, steps, porches, and similar items should be either pressure washed or scrubbed as often as needed. Our windows and doors need to be kept clean daily using a glass cleaning solution. The exterior walls will also need to occasionally be cleaned or painted. It's also important to maintain adequate lighting outside our shop. Our local health department has set requirements for our outside lighting to help ensure safety for our customers and our fellow employees. Finally, clean off the tops of the trash receptacles and empty them whenever necessary. The last thing we need to cover about maintaining a clean and safe store is developing a program for integrated pest management. Pests, such as insects and rodents, pose a serious threat to our shop. A clean store will go a long way towards reducing that threat. If we follow these guidelines, our shop will remain safe and orderly. Never forget that as ice cream shop managers and ice cream shop employees, it's our job to keep our customers healthy and happy.